back to Case Files, where we dive into our players. And today's episode, we're going to take a closer look at Tyler Allgeier. I am so excited to see what he brings to the Falcons because he knows the hard work that goes into every single rep because he came from a walk-on to a linebacker, then transitioned into an all-star running back for BYU. He has all the traits and tools to master in this Arthur Smith run style scheme, which he uses 11 personnel and a 12 personnel last year for the Falcons. Before we dive into the game films, I want to let you guys know that BYU is a run team first, and then the passing game is second to none. BYU run styles are cutbacks plays and inside plays. Let's dive into these games. Rise up. Let's take a closer look at BYU versus Arizona Wildcats in week 1, where Tyler Allgeier had a good game. I totally forgot to mention this, you guys, that BYU offense ranked number 17 in the nation. That's pretty good for a run-heavy team first option. So we're going to look at what Tyler Allgeier does. When he gets the ball, he goes straight, but then he goes towards the right side of the angle because he sees that nice gap, and ball vision is excellent on his job. These are the plays will happen sometimes in the run game where the line of scrimmage, the defender just beats the offensive line. So we're going to take a closer look when 24 just absolutely shreds the offensive line right here and just goes to the gash and hit Tyler Allgeier, and he just couldn't do anything about it. There is 2 things to point out in this clip. First, Tyler Allgeier's cutback is phenomenal, and then the center absolutely helps him get that nice gashing hole. And Tyler Allgeier is patient enough to really recognize. See, look at this cutback right there. That one step, and then he just get that burst of energy. Love it. We're going to see BYU's offensive passing attack right here, where the quarterback haul throws it to the wide receiver for a first down. Great job, first down. But unfortunately, there is going to be a flag penalty, and guess what? Who's the culprit? Tyler Allgeier. And he just absolutely grabs his man. And you can't do that, man. Now this time, we can see that Tyler Allgeier absolutely does a great job in blocking where he gets his man. But unfortunately, there was another linebacker that blitzed and hit Hall, but it did in fact the pass where Chris Jackson got it for a first down. I love seeing these type of plays, and I can't wait for him to do them in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, where at first you think, okay, he got a clear-cut run. No, actually, he shreds the defender so quickly, he didn't barely even touch him right here. Look at that, where number 1 tried to grab him, but he just like, no way, man. Not every play will be a first down, but I always love to see the thirds, the 4th, or the 5th, or the 6th yardage, what you can grab. And I love this type of play because he shows no fear, no hesitation. He faces contact, and I like his quick hold speed. It's not bad. I love it. So there is one weakness that I've been hearing and reading about Tyler Allgeier is his catching ability. And right here is a nice catch. He didn't drop it. He could have dropped it. A lot of players drop it, but then he gets extra yards, and that's what's the most important. The yards after the catch. So I personally believe that Arthur Smith chose Tyler Allgeier out of all of the other running backs is because his pass blocking is pretty consistent, and it shows in this clip that he can take on one-on-one attacks with the defender right here, where he just absolutely does it perfectly, where he doesn't get the flag, and of course, unfortunately, the wide receiver doesn't connect. But I think Arthur Smith realizes he needs a running back to help him in the passing game when it comes to blocking, to give the quarterback enough time to try to get a connection. Not like on this play, but you kind of understand why. This is going to be a nice sweep to the run. Excellent job on Tyler Allgeier, where he just shifty, where number 1 tried to get him, but he didn't let him to get touched. And I love seeing that non-contact when the running back's trying to get those big yards. I love it. Again, in week 2, Tyler Allgeier had a special day for BYU, but also BYU in general and for the fans had one of the best games of the 2021 campaign, because this was the first time since 2009 that BYU won against Utah. While Utah in week 2 was ranked number 21, it was a fantastic game, and for Falcon fans that don't realize this, that it was a masterpiece. Let's get into the video. So this is a nice play-action play that Jared Hall will do. He doesn't find his man first, but then he sees Tyler Allgeier wide open. Nice catch, and that's what you want to see, consistency with the catch. BYU is using a triple option play where the quarterback is going to run, but if he doesn't find the right hole, he's going to pitch it to Tyler Allgeier where he can go through the gaps. And how do I know this? Because I'm a huge Georgia Tech fan. And so you thinking, oh my God, he fumbled the ball because he has bad hands. No, the defender hits Tyler Allgeier's hands directly by using his helmet. And yeah, I would too. I think anybody would fumble that. That looks like it hurts really bad. One thing I'm very impressed with Tyler Allgeier's running ability is even though he might not be the speedy guy, but he will absolutely take down anybody that contacts him. Allgeier's going to do a nice cutback against Manala where he just absolutely, yeah, he doesn't break the speed yard, but you get to see how nice and smooth that. Look at that. Had no hesitation, nice ball control, nice vision. Plays like these when it comes to the red zone and rushing attacks, Tyler Allgeier has to be careful when it comes to his up front. So the fullback, the tight end, and the offensive line all have a job to make sure that he does not get in contact. But unfortunately, that is not the case, and he just falls back and loses yards. And the reason why number 52, the offensive line, does not get his guy because he gets bull rushed by the strong safety number 9, and then that leads number 0 linebacker to come after him for the assist. Here's a nice another cutback play that Tyler Allgeier used. He just steps on his right foot and gets that extra pedal. Hall is going to throw this touchdown to Samuel Kula, number 45, and Tyler Allgeier is going to pass block, but more like not physical pass block, but mental pass block, because the defender doesn't know what to do. Either attack the quarterback straight or attack the running back. Since Tyler Allgeier is right there, two defenders have to cover and scout the quarterback, what he's doing. Cutback plays like these are just amazing to watch, to see how much Tyler Allgeier knows his ball vision, his motion control, his body movement, and when he gets tackled, he still brings people down. A lot of times in football games, plays will break down badly where the offensive line will just get beat and then the running back just won't make any yards, 0 gain. But I still like to see how Tyler Allgeier face adversity. He still tries to make plays. He doesn't give up. I like that about him. Sometimes it's hard to break down a play because this play is all on Tyler Allgeier's effort and commitment and just keep running the ball, because we see here it could have been a gain of no yards, but he gets a little hesitation crease, sees the hole, and just keeps fighting. He doesn't care if hundreds of people are on him. He's still going to run it for a first down, and that's something you cannot teach. In Week 7 against Baylor Bears, this was definitely not Tyler Allgeier's best game in his entire career. And we're going to explain and figure out what happened, what went wrong, and a lot of factors go into a bad game. But let me iterate. I hope I'm saying that word correctly. You can have bad games. He's human. He's not a robot. Every player eventually will have a bad game. And we're just going to see how it went. Right off out of the back, number 56 and 66 both get pushed backwards instead of forwards, what they're supposed to be doing, so that let Tyler Allgeier get the first down, but instead he only gets 1 yard. I don't like this play call because it shows that Baylor's linebacker was not even blocked or even in contact with nobody. He was free open to hit Tyler Allgeier for a gain of none. This is going to be a nice screen play for BYU, and the key for this nice success is that you're going to make sure that Tyler Allgeier does not get even close contact with any of the defenders, okay? And this is why it works well, because everybody else blocks fantastically. So on the very next play, he's going to rush it for a 1-yard touchdown. I love this play because he's getting dragged into it, not out to it. And look at that fantastic gorilla strength, man. I wish I had that. I like this play call when everybody's shifting to the left, but it was not executed right because the wide receiver did not block number 8, and also number 5 ran through the tackles to get Allgeier with the assistance of number 8. I like this play call for a cutback for Tyler Allgeier to go to the left side, but for some reason Tyler Allgeier hesitates. Instead of going outward, he goes inward. Maybe this is just a bad decision on his part, and it just cost him. So one reason why it's so hard for Tyler Allgeier to get this first down is because he hasn't faced opponents like these. The Baylor Bears are tough, strong, nasty, competitive, hard-hitting defenders, and Tyler Allgeier is not used to facing players like these because they're outside the conference. This is my favorite clip in the entire video because this just shows you why Arthur Smith loved this guy, picked this guy, because even though he's getting the shit kicked out of him this whole entire game, the defender of the Bears are still respecting Tyler Allgeier's run game ability, and that leaves Hall a 56-run touchdown. And that's something you can never teach, is the respect of the appearance of the defender. And that leaves the runner back wide open for this touchdown, and that's what's my favorite play in the whole entire episode. On this play, Allgeier's job is to block the defender and hopefully doesn't get hit by Hall. But for some reason, he's called on a holding penalty, and I think it's dumb. Tyler Allgeier has to watch out for number 5, Dylan Doyle, who's just absolutely beasting and feasting in today's game. And so what I wanted to see is that the consistency of pass blocking and pass protecting your quarterback. But he does win the matchup in the beginning, but then number 5 just used more effort and exert his power and strength to get after the quarterback. This is a beyond excellent game. This is a legendary game that Tyler Allgeier just performed against Virginia. And as a Georgia Tech fan, I hate Virginia. So I'm glad they got outblasted by Tyler Allgeier and the BYU team. Tyler Allgeier had over 226 rushing and 5 touchdowns. Let's watch the film. This is going to be a BYU offensive play-action pass versus the Virginia blitz, and good thing that Allgeier picks up number 7 just in time for him to not get hit and get throttled by the defender. That number 3 Hall releases the ball and makes sure that 45 has incredible time to catch it. What makes a great run play successful is communication on all cylinders. So when the left guard moves slightly to the right side, he makes or creates a hole that Tyler Allgeier can go through. And when Tyler Allgeier uses his ability and jump over the defender, it works. I like this touchdown run because even though he's going to get pressured and he's going to get in contact, he still uses his body weight to lower himself, where he has more focus on his footwork to get in for this touchdown. We have another screenplay from BYU, and I like how Tyler Allgeier sets himself perfectly where he catches it nicely and go through the defender and try to get extra yards. This is a nice inside play from BYU that could have been just a first down, but Tyler Allgeier just turned on the Jets to make it to a 49-yard rushing touchdown. And it's just incredible how he goes through the steps. So right here, look at this. So he gets up, he makes a nice in cut to the right. Then he almost gets tackled by number 29, but then he uses his body to shimmy shift and go full blast mode on them. Tyler is in a pistol formation where he easily gets this first down, and he uses his big body strength to guide him forward with ease. And he reminds me of a Steven Jackson caliber type of player, where he just not gonna be able to get down with the first contact. This one kind of hurts me a little bit just because Tyler Allgeier could have got this nice passing touchdown, but he just drops it, and I'm pretty sure it just must have been barely over his, or under his hands, and that's what happens. The ability to make people miss is just so incredible and hard for any running back to master, and he just does it on a dime without even hesitation. Like I've been saying previously, just look at this play where he just gets that 1 second hesitation to the defender to make his own decision. Perfect. We have another inside attack from BYU, and this is also a perfect route run that Tyler Allgeier just absolutely drags the defender, and the strength of this gorilla is incredible. Please look at Steven Jackson highlights. They are so comparable with each other. It is scary good. This shows us that Tyler Allgeier ball vision is on point because he's supposed to go to the right side, but he sees that the defender absolutely blunder this coverage, so he decides to turn on the angle quick enough where he gets his nice 31-yard crisp rushing touchdown. The final game of today's episode, Allgeier is going against the Trojans, and yes, he just had an average game. That doesn't mean he had a great game, but that also doesn't mean he had a bad game. Let's find out. First off, we start with a nice inside play by Tyler Allgeier, just absolutely goes down the middle to almost get this first down. Sometimes doing too much or doing more than you're supposed to hurt your team, and this is a great example where Allgeier just got the first down. Now he just needs to plumb his butt to the ground, but he just tried to fight for extra yards and it cost him. This is a nice disguised pitch play for Allgeier because no one's covering him, and when people realize, oh, he has the ball, it's too late. He has all this jack he's just gobbling up, and when he does get tackled, it hurts the defenders. This is another consistent inside play that I love to see for Allgeier because he absolutely works it to a T, where he absolutely does not get touched or manhandled. He absolutely jukes a little bit quickly and uses his body to shimmy shift so he doesn't get tackled. I don't know what the proper term for this type of behavior when you're just abusing the defenders, where you're just plowing or just trucking them. I don't know what the professional word is called, but it's just a nasty technique he has picked up. So we have another pitch play that Hall is going to throw it to Allgeier. So it's not a fumble by any mean of the stretch. He did not fumble it because he didn't even have full control. He just lightly tapped it and dropped it on the ground. I like this play call, but the offensive line didn't give Allgeier enough time to go through it, so Allgeier had to go backwards. When you're having a bad day with your hands, you still gotta be consistent with it because the coach is still gonna rely on you to use them, and he does that pretty well in this play. So this is an odd play for me because Allgeier, spoiler alert, he fumbles the ball, but it wasn't clear enough. It was because of the defender punching it out, or he just fell on the ground and it just popped out like naturally. But either way, BYU still recovered it, and that helped them win the game anyway. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt them, but it's just a weird play. They didn't review it. That's all. So what's the final verdict for Allgeier? I think this is an A+ pick for Arthur Smith and his coaching staff. This kid is amazing. He has the grit, he has the will, he has the energy, he has the charisma, and he has the palate on his plate to master in this scheme. That's number one. Number two, the criticism, some of it is kind of fair. I understand he needs to prove on it, but then others are just ridiculous outliers that does not make sense. I'm putting it on the screen right here for you guys to see that we have seen him absolutely killed it in some of these things that people are criticizing him for. So that's number two. Number three, I hope everything goes to according to plan where he's going to be successful in this Falcons scheme, where he just absolutely is going to flourish and help this A-Town rise up. No pun intended, you know. On that note, I'm so happy for this kid. I'm so excited for this kid to just collect all the accolades. Okay, on that note, until the next episode, it will be Arnold Ebiketie. Okay, so if you guys want to do me a huge favor, please hit that like button. Share with your friends and family to all over the NFL globe, okay? For all Falcon fans to enjoy this episode. Okay, until the next time, what do Falcons do? Rise up. You bet your ass we do. Okay, peace.